Hey, it's Jen Vax with YourColorStyle.com, and in this video, I'm going to go over your best shades of lipstick colors. Now, I'm going to use the reference to the Your Color Style color palettes and show you within those color palettes where you could actually find your best lipstick colors because they're already there. Whether you're using the color fan or the digital color palettes, you'll find your lipstick colors there. So let me share with you. Now, even if you don't have either of those products, this is going to be really helpful to you. And there will be a free guide that you can actually download for yourself as well. So first, we're going to look at the bright colors, and then we'll look at the soft. So in Your Color Style, just in case that you're new to the methodology, I split the color palettes into two large general categories. One is bright and the other is soft. From the bright side, those colors start with bright, pure chroma. They're not muted or anything like that. And then they can go lighter or darker. And then the same is true for the soft color wheel, which I'll show you in a moment. And those colors start out a little bit muted, either grayed or dusty, and then they will go darker and lighter as well. So first we're going to look at the colors from the bright color wheel. So if you wear brighter colors best, then this will be for you. And if not, I'll show you the soft ones in just a moment. So when I think about colors that are for your lips, I typically think about the reds and pinks that are in your color palette. And so we start with a neutral red, all right, a true red. Now, believe it or not, a true red, even though it's on the warm side of the color wheel, you can see it right here on the warm side. If it's a true red, meaning not any yellow or blue added to it, it is a universal color and can be worn regardless if you have warm undertones or cool undertones. Now, as soon as you add some yellow to that red, as you can see here going to the right, we start to get into those tomato reds and those orangey reds. Those are much warmer reds and will look much better on someone with warm undertones. And not so good at all, honestly, with anybody who has cool undertones. And if you add blue to that red, you're going to start to get to the more pinks, blue reds, and on your way over into the magenta pinks. And those are colors that are much better for people with cool undertones. Now, the 0 that you see here, which by the way, those numbers align with the color wheel. Notice that that pink, that 0, is still on the warm side of the color wheel. I feel like this is also a fairly universal color. Even though it's starting to tip over closer to the cooler colors, you can wear it regardless if you have warm or cool undertones. So it's also a fairly universal color. And then as you keep adding blue, it gets cooler and not so great for people with warm undertones. Okay, so that's how you read this chart. Now you can notice that as you add white to it, it's going to get lighter. And as you add black to it, it's going to go deeper. And depending on your color type within your color style, not all of these colors are going to look good on you. They're going to be narrowed down specifically based on your color type. So within this guide that again you can get for free to download, and there'll be a link in the description that you can get this guide, you will find your color type. So for example, the first slide here is bright, warm, and light. And you can see that just the colors from the bright, warm, and light color palette are here. And it's all the reds and pinks that are in this color palette, and these colors are going to be perfect colors for your lips, and honestly even for your cheeks, even for your blushes. Okay, and those are, so you'll see a slide for bright, warm, and light, medium, and deep, and then bright, cool, light, medium, and deep, and the colors are all there for you. Okay, now let's talk about the soft colors. Same thing, except the colors now start out very dusty and muted. But the neutral is still true. It's that red that's right there, that number 1 that's on the color wheel. You'll see it right here. It's the same colors, the same hues, except that they're now more muted. So the same thing is true though. You'll be adding yellow to warm that red up, or adding blue to cool that red down. And you'll see here you have the nice, now rich, dusty, earthy tomato reds on the right, and the more dusty pinks and plummy type of pinks over on the left. Okay, now just as I had mentioned for the brights, the zeros here and the ones are universal, and regardless if you have warm or cool undertones, you'll be able to wear those colors if you are soft. All right, now notice there's a lot more choices here because in the color fan I didn't want all the colors to be super muted, so I added a few extra in-betweens, which is why you see some extra colors here than you do on the bright color palettes. The same is true for each color type. You will see your pinks and reds here that you can wear for your lipsticks as well as your blush. So if you want this guide, you can go to yourcolorstyle.com/lipstick. You can get this full guide for free, and you'll have your digital reference to your best lipstick colors.